Hi everybody and welcome to today's video. In this video I am going to be showing you guys how I made a corset for my friend for Renaissance Fair. I'm very excited about this. It was so fun to make. I think it is probably so far my most favorite project that I've worked on. It turned out so cute, so I'm very excited to show you guys this video. Most of this video is going to be a voiceover and it's going to be kind of sped up, so I'll do my very best to explain things, and then let me know if you guys have questions in the comments down below, and I'll be sure to answer any questions that you guys have. Okay, so here in this clip, I have laid out my fabric and my pattern, and I am just pinning and cutting my pattern. I got my pattern on Etsy, and I'll go ahead and link it down below. It was just something that you could print out. I didn't have a printer at the time, so I ended up tracing it on my laptop, and that seemed to work out great. And I would recommend going with your waist size and then trimming to fit the bust. Luckily for my friend, she just fit the pattern perfectly. Okay, so I pinned the strap to the back piece. So I have two straps and two back pieces pinned, and then I'm just going to stitch across here. Okay, so here's a little clip of the pattern. This is exactly what it looked like off of Etsy. And essentially what I did is I took and cut out each of these pieces 3 different times and stitched them all together. And then I laid them on top of each other to stitch them into a corset. That way I could do the boning in the middle. Here's an example of the instructions and how they look when you purchase the pattern. And it was just a PDF download, which was super nice, but it gave you clear instructions of what to stitch together. It was honestly such an easy pattern to use. Okay, so now I'm pinning side back to back. Hold on. Side back to the back piece. Okay, hi everybody. So it's been a minute since I've been working on the corset, so I thought I would go ahead and vlog again and update you. So you guys saw how I stitched all those pieces together and then I had one solid piece. Well, I did that 2 more times. So I have a piece on the inside, which I actually had her try on to make sure it was gonna fit. And then I cut 2 more and then stitched them all together. So now I have it all pinned and laid out in its like complete corset form with the 3 layers on top of each other. So I thought I would show you guys this before I stitch it. Okay, so here it is. So I've been using these books to like lay the seams flat because I have like quite a bit of extra seam there like that. So I sewed them all together, and then I've just laid them on top of each other. 2 are going one direction, which it doesn't totally matter which direction that inside one goes, but I have it going that way because this is my shape. So I gave it like 2 shapes going this way, if that makes sense. Like 2 seams going down and then the 1 seam going up, if that makes sense to you guys. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stitch around this whole outside part. So I'll go along here and along the straps and down and all the way down to here. And then I will sew the boning channels and put in the boning, and then we'll close the bottom and work on the bias tape. So that's what we're doing right now, and I'm gonna go ahead and stitch this closed. Okay, so I got the top all sewed together, and like I said, I went down the side. So I just took a white colored pencil, marking pencil, whatever you call that, and I marked how far in my bias tape is gonna go, and then I marked where my boning is gonna go, and then I marked kind of where the grommets are. So I have a 1/2 inch here. My bias tape's a 1/2 inch. My boning is a 1/4 inch. I have an inch here in between for the grommets, and then I have another 1/4 inch here for the other piece of boning, and then I'll have boning here, and then all the way over, and then I have this side marked as well. And I just put this pin here to just hold the 3 fabrics together since I didn't stitch the bottom. So I'm super nervous, but we're gonna go ahead and get into sewing these beautifully straight lines. Okay, so my first straight line went really well. Obviously my white wasn't as straight as my stitch, but my stitch looks really good. I kind of wish I would have, no, it looks really awesome. Okay, so there's my straight stitch. I'm gonna do one here, and then I'm gonna measure everything again just to double check that I'm staying in line, because I don't want it to be too small and not be able to get in there, because I don't want to have to unpick. So I'm gonna kind of test it out right now and measure it, and then I'll stitch that second line. Alright, so in this clip I am folding my bias tape in half and pressing it so I have a line in the middle. And then what I was doing is I fold it in half on each side, so it was almost like it was folded in 3/4 when I went around it. And now I'm pinning it all around the edge of the whole thing, and I just went and did a straight stitch along the edge of the entire corset instead of taking the time to hand stitch and fold the bias tape over. Okay, hi everybody, it is late. And Taylor went to bed because he has a big work thing tomorrow, and I stayed up just a little bit later to do some more work on this. So I decided to do my own bias tape instead of buying some, which is a mistake, and I should have just bought some because it's been really hard. My grandma taught me how to do the bias tape, but the way she does it is you hand stitch, and I just don't really have time for that. So I'm going to show you guys what I have pinned here. I did get all the boning done and it looks beautiful, and I'm going to show you guys my bias tape, and hopefully it looks okay. Right now there's a million pins in it, and so it looks kind of silly, but I think it'll look good. And tomorrow I will hopefully get the bias tape stitched and then do the grommets, and I'm actually gonna go to bed, so I'll show you this right now. Okay, so here it is. So I have all my pins in. So I ended up just cutting 2-inch strips for my bias tape and folding it into, like, folding 2 pieces in and then folding it in half, if that makes sense. So that's what I've decided to do. And of course these will be out here, but there it is. That's how it's looking. So hopefully it'll look good. There is some lint on it, so I'll be rolling it once I get it all stitched and everything, but yep, there it is. Okay, so here we are again. I sewed the bias tape along the whole thing. It looks really good. I mean, I do have a couple of things that I probably need to fix or work on, just like how to fold that better. And then I went in and I hand stitched a couple parts that were kind of bulky or just like in the way. So there's that. I do have a couple marks in here I still need to get rid of, rub them out, and then I am going to be doing the grommets next, and I need to actually go find myself like a piece of wood so I can stamp my holes, since this is like 3 thick. It might be kind of hard to stamp, but there it is. It's looking so good. So then I'll also do 2 holes right here, do bows, and then we'll do our ribbon. So it's honestly looking so awesome. Okay, and here I am putting on the grommets. I punched holes in this, and I actually had to do some cutting to get the holes all the way through, and then I am just hammering the grommets closed, and I decided to go with a dark silver for the grommets. I then put ribbon through the grommets to complete the straps, and then we laced it up when it was actually on her body so she could know how much ribbon she needed to lace it up. Oh, I also forgot to say that I did double up on the boning on the sides and the back middle just for structure. And here is the final product. It looked so beautiful, and I absolutely loved making this. Alright, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know what content you guys would like to see next here on my channel, and we'll see you next time. Bye.